Well, there's several problems with that. Genesis 6 says that the sons of God cohabitated with the daughters of men. Some would like to believe that the sons of God refers to godly men, and that the women are ungodly women. Of course, they wouldn't be very godly men, would they, if they cohabitated with ungodly women? Others say that the sons of God there refer to fallen angels who cohabitated with women. That tends to be the view that I take based upon 1 Peter and Jude, in which you have angels who left their first habitation, and he identifies them as being at the time of Noah, when the flood came, which is when Genesis 6 identifies that incident. Now, the question he's asking is, if this is true, that these fallen angels cohabitated with women, how do you explain the scripture, that which is born of the Spirit is spirit, that is, angels are spirit beings, that which is born of the flesh is flesh, flesh are human beings, and if those two are distinct, how can spirit beings and fleshly beings come together? That's basically your question. The only way that could be possible would be in the event that demons were able to take over some kind of human form, all right? And I believe there is indication in Scripture that both holy angels and demons can indeed do that. If you remember in the Old Testament, you will remember that Jacob wrestled with an angel. You will remember that two angels came to Sodom in Genesis 19, and there the homosexual population of Sodom tried to attack those angels, which were in enough of a human form to appeal to them in a lustful way. You will also remember that it says in Hebrews 13:2 that people have entertained angels unaware. That is, that they have appeared in such human form that they were indistinguishable. They were not distinguishable as angels. A classic illustration would be in the 18th chapter of Genesis, where Abraham serves a meal to God and two visiting angels because they take on a form. Now, if angels can eat a meal, then angels can take on a physical form. They are spirit beings. But there are times in the Old Testament, such as Jacob wrestling with an angel, when angels have taken on human form, holy angels. We can assume also that fallen angels can appear in a human form. Satan, there are illustrations of Satan appearing within someone, controlling someone. To what extent, we don't know. It may well have been that in that time there were human beings who were so totally possessed by demons that they, in fact, were the ones who were engaged in that. But I really don't think that violates the idea. Spirit beings are spirit beings. Human beings are human beings. Spirit beings, by illustration in Old and New Testament times, can take on human form, can appear in a human form, and that way be visible to men and in contact with men.
Okay, so are you saying that in this situation in Genesis 6:4 that they took on a form of humans, or that they possessed a human?
I don't know. I don't know how it happened, because there's not any information about that. I don't think they can just go like that and take on human form as such. It's not a magic thing. They have access to human form. I don't know whether they took on a human form that was distinctly given only to them, or whether they possessed certain people and totally dominated that form. I really don't know the answer to that. I do know that they left their first habitation, that they became something that was not true to their nature, and therein was their condemnation according to Jude.